How's it going, guys? It's Frosty here. And today at work, I was on my For You on TikTok, and I was seeing some videos about some of these competitive streamers, pro players, or whatever. I think it's mostly streamers is what I've been seeing from these videos that were talking against these things that these competitive streamers were talking about, giving their 2 cents on what Battlefield should include and what they should have for Battlefield 6. And some of those ideas was having a battle pass system, having a ranked competitive mode, having a daily login challenge or whatever. So I wanted to come on and give out my 2 cents on there. The first thing is that, you know, not every first-person shooter should have a ranked mode, and you should just play the game as it's made. And I don't think Battlefield in itself is made to be somewhat of a competitive game, despite there being sweats. Every FPS has their sweaty players, people who just do not leave the game. They literally live on the game. And for some, such as myself, that I go to work Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 4:30, and you know, I guess I don't really have that luxury of being somebody who gets to have a living playing video games. As much as awesome that would be, it is just not my reality. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that I don't have that reality, because honestly, I don't know what I would do with myself. But the tackle on the first thing, I guess. The first thing that stuck out was the idea of having a daily login thing. This guy, I forgot what he is, but what his name was. He suggested that there should be a reason to log on every day. I would say, well, there should be a reason to log on every day. That is, if the game is flipping good, you know, because you shouldn't have a shit game and then force people to come onto your game to what? Just collect a couple of XP points? That's it? You know? Back in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, our reason for hopping on every single day because the game was good. That was enough said. You know, we didn't need to have some of these daily login challenges or whatever that rewards us from logging in. That more so has the developer making something for a person to be forcibly get into the game or log into the game daily to get something out of it. What I want to get out of when I log in is to have a fun time. Because I think when a player is having fun with their game, that is more valuable than getting 25 XP points, you know? His name is XQC. You know, I went on to TikTok and I went to history just so I can find the video of the reference for me to make this video. And now I know. You know, it kind of makes sense of why I couldn't remember what his name was, because it literally sounds like a bad drug, you know? So the next thing is having a good progression system. And, you know, unlike skill-based matchmaking, where it is a very controversial topic that is brought up every single Call of Duty when it comes out, I don't remember a time when Battlefield had to have, in quote, a good progression system. Because, well, when you get like battle packs, you get your attachments there. You level up your guns, you get your camos. I guess. I'm just trying to think, because I don't remember having a somewhat of a bad progression system with, you know, Battlefield games. Not that I've heard from Battlefield players complaining about a progression system, so I'm not really sure about that. But then he goes on to talking about that there should be ranked mode, and as I said, that, you know, every FPS has its sweats, and that just comes from somebody who just is playing the game a lot and knows what they're doing. I was somebody who hopped on COD 4 in the very beginning of me playing online games. I was getting my ass smoked left and right until I eventually became more educated on how to play the game. Obviously not going out to get myself killed in the open, but be more cautious while I'm out playing the game or whatever. Then you learn, and then you end up, you know, improving as you go on. So, like, ranked mode, there's a time, there's a place, and I feel like there's also a game that is more specific to have that sort of style. I don't see Battlefield having to do that just to please the less than a quarter of the population who would be playing this game to make them happy. You know, hey, competitive players, if you wanted to have a game that is really competitive and it gives you some really fun skins when you unlocked certain prizes in these games, congratulations. There are games such as Call of Duty, there's Rainbow Six Siege, there is Apex Legends, there is Fortnite. These games already exist already, so why are you asking to have all of these things in Battlefield when there's already games designed for your needs? It's almost like a hockey player who steps on a baseball field and says, you know what would make baseball a lot more fun is if there was ice on the field and skates. Okay, kind of low-key, that would be kind of a cool concept to have a mixture of baseball and hockey. But anyways, you already have something that is made for you. Go and play it. That's your baby. Battlefield is not your baby. After I said that, it kind of makes these competitive gamers feel like they're the Karens of the FPS genre in the gaming industry. You know, I think the worst victim of the competitive gamers getting into the ears of the developers and to have them make changes based on the ideas from these competitive MLG competitive players is, well, obviously Call of Duty is one, but I feel like Apex Legends was also a crucial victim of this, because me and a pal of mine, actually a group of us, we were always on like Apex Legends when that game came out. We were having a fun time. It was so fucking fun. When we got sick of Fortnite because that game was changing, and then Apex came out that was completely different. And then eventually, like from like season 5 or season 6, whenever the Evo skin came out, and then it just felt different, you know, and it got more sweaty. And before you knew it, like my friends stopped playing it because it was just not fun, because it just felt like the game was just not catered to us. And then I stopped playing it, and then I just haven't touched the game since, because it just felt like the game was just not catered to me. Like, what is it? Is it much asked to have a casual game? Like Battlefield 6, I'm sure is what they're trying to push, to have a very fun casual experience for everyone. And there's a learning curve when you play Battlefield. I was always a Call of Duty player until I got more into Battlefield, from like Battlefield 4, then I played Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, and now waiting for this game. Is that I kind of more appreciate the learning curve of Battlefield. Then when you get used to it, then that's when it gets fun. And that is the natural progress of how all these games should go. It shouldn't make a game difficult and punish players for being good as a way to have a challenge. There are challenges already in a game, for crying out loud. There is daily, going back to the whole daily challenge of always coming on. There's daily challenges. Like there is a challenge for getting your first win of the day, you know. There's already stuff for this in game. So it's, you're covered by some of these things that are already in the game. So, I just wanted to get on top of this. It's pretty much like a talking point about this with competitive streamers getting into the ears of these developers. DICE, Battlefield, you have the majority of people. You have like 26,000 people waiting on a loading screen for this game, for crying out loud. You don't need to listen to the few. You just have to listen to the many, because right now you have the backs of the many right now. And the beta is not even out. Thursday, tomorrow, as the day of this recording, is when Battlefield, the beta, is live. And I'm sure the servers are flooded. They're going to be flooded. I'm wondering if I'm even going to play this thing tomorrow. So I wanted to put in my 2 cents on this. I just want this game to be a game that brings us back to Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. It becomes a casual, fun experience for everybody. And at the same time, I want this game to smoke Call of Duty out of the water, just for them to have a wake-up call. And I made that case in the last upload. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we stay awesome, stay frosty.